Okay.
Okay. Hello. Where did you study music, and with whom did you study music?
We studied in Jerusalem Music Academy. Our first teacher was Avi Abramovich, and then we took a lot of master classes with all famous players like Isaac Stern, members of Abel Quartet, Amadeus Quartet, La Salle Quartet, and others.
Have you gained any competition, prize, or honors?
Yes, and well, we didn't go to many competitions, but one of the major competitions that we won, the first prize, was in Graz, in Austria, in 1997. It was a competition, Franz Schubert competition on music of the 20th century, and that's where we got the first prize. After this, as far as I remember, we didn't go to any competitions because we had a lot of concerts and engagements, a lot of travel, so I think it was enough.
Speaking about repertoire, are you specialized in any repertoire?
Well, I think from the very beginning of our career, we tried to balance repertoire, which means to cover as much as possible, from early Haydn quartets to the modern music that also was written for us. But of course, during the last 20 years, we played also many projects, like the cycle of Shostakovich quartets, the chamber music of Brahms, Mozart chamber music, and also including his quintet. And today we are in preparation for Beethoven, early quartet, and the cycle of Bartok. So as I said, we try to cover as much as we can.
Is there any concert that you remember especially, the most significant in your life?
I don't know if it was one of the significant concerts, but it was quite a special concert when Jessie Norman arrived to Tel Aviv and gave her only recital in Israel on that trip when she arrived, and she wanted to have a string quartet in the second half of her program, and it was in the main hall, main auditorium in Tel Aviv where the Israel Philharmonic performed, and we performed together with her the whole second half of her recital. That was quite a memorable concert to play with her, accompany her on pieces of Duke Ellington and Chausson and others. It was quite.
And when was it?
It was
Long time ago.
But you
1998, 1998, I think.
1998.
1998, yeah, something like this.
Why is Mozart one of the great composers of the history, in your opinion?
He's probably most simple to understand, and otherwise the music is so genius.
And most difficult to perform.
Yes, the most difficult to perform, exactly.
Which significant aspects would you stand out of his chamber or string quartet repertoire?
Probably very, very deep and fantastic understanding of string instruments, because he was also playing violin and viola, and you can feel it, that it's written right for your instrument. And I don't know, personally, when I play Mozart, it always feels like looking at pictures of paintings of Chagall, with he's on the ground and his wife always like flying in the air. So this connection of it's always lifted above the earth. If you compare it to Haydn, which he was probably studying from and dedicated his quartets to Haydn. So Haydn is always, he's kind of real, life, earthy, with great sense of humor and simple. And Mozart kind of lifted it up. It's always more transparent, more spiritual, with a lot of humor and tragedy in the same time. Yeah.
3 words to define him.
Wolfgang
To
Amadeus
describe
Mozart.
him. Could you speak about the compositions you are going to play here, while there, in Bogota?
Well, I think we will cover quite a lot of his chamber repertoire, which means we will play 2 of his great quartets. The G major, the first one, Köchel 387, and the fantastic minor quartet, Köchel 421. And I think always when you play the minor pieces of Mozart, it always gets an additional kind of dimension, because it's not only the drama or things like this, but it's also between minor and major, which makes it so exciting. Yes, D minor quartet. And we will play, as I remember, the very early quartets also, one of his Milanese quartets. And we will play with you Mozart by Schnittke, the little piece for 2 violins dedicated to Mozart,
With a lot of humor.
With a lot of humor and some interesting.
Based on his things and very nice.
It's like a little fantasy on Mozart, and we will play 2 quintets. You play piano quartet, and I play string quintet. So it looks very exciting to dedicate the week.
Very big Mozart celebration.
To dedicate the week of life to Mozart.
Okay, thank you, because I think that when Ori comes, we can do the greeting.